It's October 28, 2021, 6 p.m. I'd like to ask Daniel Beard from Action Church if he'll come forward, provide our invocation, and lead us in our pledge. If everyone will stand.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we come to you right now to pray. We thank you for these opportunities that we can come to you and pray. God, we ask blessings would continue to fall upon this city. God, would you continue to give our council as well as our mayor, as well as our city manager, vision and direction and wisdom as they guide our city. God, we pray, God, that along with the citizens, may we work together in unity, God, as we continue to help better our city for families, for futures to come. God, we ask that you bless this meeting. Would you bless the agenda set tonight, God? May decisions be made that will definitely help. And we pray all this in Jesus' name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Mayor Williams,
Here.
Vice Mayor Chauncey,
Here.
Councilmember Cagle,
Here.
Councilmember Helton, Councilmember Witt,
Here.
City Manager Dorsey,
Here.
City Attorney Litchford.
Here.
All right, we'll move to item 4, the approval of the minutes of October 14th, 2021 council meeting. I assume everyone's had an opportunity to review those, and I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
We have a motion to approve by Vice Mayor Chauncey and a second by Councilmember Cagle. Do we have any discussion or corrections? I see none. Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Chauncey.
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Move to item 5, communications from citizens. This is an opportunity for a citizen, resident, business owner to come forward, address the council with any concerns, questions, accolades, and they'll have 5 minutes. I'm not sure, do we have anyone signed in? Nope, okay, we don't have anybody signed in, but now anybody who'd like to come up in the audience, please come forward. Give us your name and your address for the record. Yes, that's fine. Thank you.
My name is Charles Mangrum, and we live in East Ridge. We've been here for about 4 years now.
And your address?
My address is 1302 Blocker Lane.
Yes, sir.
So we've been going through kind of a process of looking into different things, calling the inspectors, different stuff like that. And what we're looking to do is we're looking for a different source of income as a middle class. We see the city of East Ridge growing. We see a lot of stuff coming here, and it's very impressive. So we're wondering how to kind of tap into some of that. We're going to have a lot more people coming in, and businesses are going to make money, but are the citizens going to make money? So that's kind of what we're looking at. Through those different visions, what we're looking for, what we're looking at how to do, middle class, you don't have a large portion of money to do things with. So where do you get a different income? I'm an electrician. My wife's a PTA. We kind of carry things on our back. So we're thinking 40 years, I don't want to be busted and broken down. So as the city grows, we would also like to grow with them. So we reach out for a little bit of maybe, we see something big is happening in the real estate. So we would like to have an Airbnb in our house. A lot of people are doing it, but I'm seeing that a lot of people are getting denied, and that's why I'm here today. We live in an R1. We're zoned for R1, and an R1 right now, you can't have an Airbnb in it. So that's why I'm here to just bring this up to you guys. I think it would be a very good thing for middle class, even lower class, who don't have the $100,000 to get another house, to have a whole nother mortgage. It's almost an impossibility. But a $30,000 or $40,000 investment could actually go a really long ways for somebody in our shoes. So I've done a lot of electrical work for Airbnbs around, but never any around East Ridge and other areas. So I think there's a lot of growth that could happen. There's also big, I guess you could say, large businesses in California and stuff buying up property around Chattanooga, and now they're making money off of us. Where's the money going? You know what I'm saying? It's not here. It's going to California. It's going to these big billion-dollar businesses. But I think it would be a good thing to keep it in East Ridge. So my, I guess, question is, could we possibly look at not really trashing up the area, but doing a little bit of building on additions and stuff and having a possibility of Airbnb for R1? So that's kind of my question to you guys.
Okay. Is this something that you are ready and willing to talk about at this point, or do you want to gather some
Well, I'd probably have to
information?
gather some information, because I know we have some ordinances dealing with Airbnbs, because obviously there's certain concerns that people have
Absolutely.
on both sides. Were you looking, out of curiosity, more towards the way you sound, being an owner-occupied Airbnb versus a separate house Airbnb? Because I know that's one thing that's been talked about at the state level as well. Whether you're in the house and you rented parts of it out or have a second building on the property versus being an absentee Airbnb owner. Just out
Yeah,
of curiosity.
so I'm looking for more of the first one. So I could have an attached part that's still part of the house, so it still is an R1. But if you get that inspected, it will not pass for Airbnb rental because it is R1. And I've seen other, like I said, surrounding areas, people benefiting greatly with that. So that's kind of why I'm coming to you guys, because I can't change that. But, I could do a little bit of an addition or something, but then it's just, I'm sinking my investment into something that's not going to make me any money. So, and you see what I'm saying, for sure.
We'll be happy to look into it a little more.
I think that would be awesome. I really appreciate it.
If you'll also, you didn't, and you don't have to here because it is recorded, but jot down your contact number and email address so we can get back in touch with you.
Thank you, Brian.
All right.
Thank you, Chris.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
All right. Is there anyone else who would like to come forward? All right. I don't see anyone. I will move on to communication from council members. I'll start on this side. Councilmember Cagle.
Nothing this time.
Vice Mayor Chauncey.
To the other gentleman's request, that we have proper procedures that they go by, even though we're zoned R1. Is that right, Mike?
Yeah, we do. So Airbnbs are not allowed in the R1 district, the RZ1, and the RT1, which is the townhome and zero lot line district. So we do have those being eliminated from it. You'll have certain areas that, at one time, a lot of these properties out here were zoned urban residential, and you were allowed to build single-family, duplex, single-family, and that was in the 80s. We do have some R2s that, you can. There would be an R2 zone district with a single-family home on it, which, in this case, for the ordinance, you could, operate an Airbnb out, depending on if it's owner-occupied or non-owner occupied. So there is some steps, some applications you have to go through to go through that
Okay.
to get it approved. So
Thank you, Mike.
Mhm.
That's all I've got.
Thank you, sir. Councilmember Witt.
I don't have anything, thank you.
All right. A few things I'd like to talk about. Remote area medical. We had a great event at Camp Jordan. I'm not sure if anybody was able to make it down there or not, but it was amazing. It was this past weekend, the 23rd and 24th, all day. RAM Area Medical is a major nonprofit provider for free pop-up clinics, and their mission is to prevent pain and alleviate suffering by providing free, we'll reiterate, free quality health care to those in need. They deliver dental, vision, and medical services. They've actually have over 172,000 volunteers of licensed dental, vision, and medical and veterinary professionals, and have treated over 863,000 individuals, delivering more than $174 million worth of free health care. It was pretty impressive. We went down there and we toured the facility, and it's just a great great nonprofit, and we're very fortunate and honored to be able to support that and allow that to occur in Camp Jordan. And they're already making plans to come back again, so we're excited about that. The other thing I wanted to mention that happened yesterday, you may have remembered I've talked about this young gentleman quite a bit, Jeffrey Stubblefield. He last year read 39,000 minutes. See, that's 650 hours at the age of 6, and placed first place in the TriStar Reads competition. And he's done that again at age 7. This year, he and other divisionals winners had an opportunity to meet Governor Lee and tour the mansion. That was yesterday. Then he was awarded the ceremonial $529,000 scholarship. And Representative Helton, which was unable to make it tonight, she's still in Nashville, had and read a proclamation tributing Jeffrey and his accomplishment, and also presented him with a flag that was flown over the state capitol. So we're very, very excited and amazed at the accomplishment of this very young man. He is going to go a lot of places, and we know that Mr. and Mrs. Stubblefield are very proud parents of Jeffrey. One of the things I want to also continue to mention is we have now 2 drop-off locations for retired flags. One is right out here by the library, and there's one down in front of the arena at Camp Jordan. We wanted to thank Chase Lowry for his Eagle Scout project that started this, and thanks to our local Boy Scout troop of America 74 for maintaining and retiring these flags. And then I wanted to mention, are you going to cover the BARC party? Okay, then I'll skip that one. You may be going to be talking about this one, but I wanted to bring this up, and you can add to it. But we're tickled to announce that we're going to have the return of our annual Christmas parade this Saturday, November the 20th. Scheduled to begin at 6:30, and the participant floats will start lining up around 4 on Germantown Road. And we're excited about having this come back. We're unfortunately, because of COVID, we did not have that last year, but we're tickled to bring that back and have that for this year, the weekend prior to Thanksgiving. And there's still spots available for any church, civic organization, club. Just go out to our Facebook page, city Facebook page, or to our website. Then I wanted to mention the police and fire department are hosting a blood drive Tuesday, November the 30th. Is that correct? 12:30 to 6:30. That's going to be at the police and fire building there on 4214 Ringo Road. Schedule appointment, visit bloodassurance.org, ERPD, but walk-ins are a welcome, and donors will receive a T-shirt when they give blood. Also, are you going to talk about the Pioneer Frontier and the splash pad? Well, if anybody has not seen what's going on, we have made some great progress on the Pioneer Frontier. I see some more pictures out on Facebook, and more construction going on, along also with the splash pad. Do we have any tentative completion date? Is that still fluid due to? Still fluid because of labor situation. Okay, but we are seeing progress, and that is awesome. And then the last thing I wanted to mention is, of course, everyone knows Halloween's this Sunday, so we want everyone to have a safe and enjoyable Halloween. And we know there's several trunk or treat events at local churches and businesses, so just check your social media. But everyone have fun and be safe. And that's all that I have. I'll pass it to City Manager Dorsey.
Thank you, Mayor. I just have a couple things. This last week, we did a employee birthday brunch on Tuesday, birthday lunch. It was an idea of Miss Senegalio back there to give us a better way to spend time with our employees. So we'll at least hit every employee at least once a year to spend a little time where they can just sit down and relax and talk to us about anything and everything they want to. So I just wanted to thank her for helping get that coordinated. That one, I think that went over very well. On Saturday, November 6th, we have the Eastridge Animal Shelter Bark Party. It's going to be from 9 to 3 on November 6th behind City Hall. A lot of cool little events going on with that. So we want everybody to please show up for that if you can. If you have any questions, you can ask Michelle back there in the back, because she'll be there definitely. Just an update on the liquor stores. Both liquor stores have turned their building plans in for review, correct, Mr. Howell? both liquor stores have their plans in that we're having reviewed or sent out to the third-party reviewers, so they're moving forward with those. Just let everybody know what the status is on those. With transportation planning organizations, they had a call for projects this last week. They're looking like a few years ahead, and this is when you have to start slotting some things into their projects that they have, that we can. We are looking at trying to do a intersection calming project at Bennett and South Seminole, where the guardrail keeps getting hit right there, that intersection, to try to be able to slow the traffic down there as it goes through there. A possible widening of South Matt Smith from the Georgia line to Ringo Road. As you know, there's a lot of work going on down in Georgia, and we may need to add a third lane coming northbound when you get to Ringo Road. And that's just a possible one. We're also looking at some work at the Spring Creek Ringo Road area to help alleviate some traffic in that region as well. So, in addition to that, we have the projects that are already out there that are rolling forward, such as the paving of McBrien. There was a small shortage in the funding for that, but we found some tip money that can cover that. Safe Routes to School is still moving forward. John Ross, we're almost at the contract phase from TDOT on that one. That one got held up because of utilities and things of that nature. Did I miss any? And these roads, by the way, are what are called functional classification roads. These are major arterial, primary routes, secondary routes, and things like that. This isn't just the residential. These aren't the residential streets that we have within East Ridge, but that's where the TPO comes in. It helps us leverage the federal and state dollars against our local dollars to be able to make some of these things possible. Last thing I want to talk about is we are finishing up our strategy for the leaf pickup season, which is getting ready to come upon us within the next month or so. This year, we have hired some part-time help to help man the actual machines. We still have our drivers, but we had a problem last year with labor being able to make sure we were able to keep the trucks running some of those days. So looking forward to that. We're probably starting right after Thanksgiving when most of the leaves have already fallen. Have them out there. We're going to start on the west side and work our way east. And one thing we're going to do different this year too is we're going to keep the progress of the trucks on our website. So people want to know how far we are moving to the other end of the city. They'll be able to see that on the website as well. So that's all I have.
Sorry, I had my mic off. A statement and a question. So I guess one of the things to kind of reiterate on or not reiterate, but just clarify on the liquor stores, some of that delay's been because of the same issues we're having with our.
Yes, they haven't been able to find.
They can't find
contractors,
contractors,
building materials.
building materials.
Yes, sorry.
So they're still actively coming and working and discussing things with the city.
Yes.
We've had meetings with those the last couple of weeks, but just wanted to reiterate that that hasn't died, passed, went away. It's just with everything going on with delays, it's delayed them.
Yes.
So, and the other thing is, I'm sorry, I was making notes. Can you reiterate what you were talking about? Did you mention Greens Lake and Bennett?
I mentioned.
That intersection?
Is that the wrong one?
Seminole and Bennett's what I heard.
Bennett and Seminole.
I said
Bennett and Seminole?
Isn't that where the church is? And then the other side, it's where
Is it okay? Okay. So
everybody keeps hitting that guardrail in
Okay.
front of that house.
yeah, and so what was your? Because like I said, I was making a note. What are they doing?
Oh, we're looking into the possibility of doing what's called an intersection calming project there,
Okay.
where you streamline some of the lanes, you put in concrete, not abutments, but like medians and things of that nature.
Okay.
And maybe a flashing light to help slow the traffic as they go through that intersection and be able to be more aware of the surroundings.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
It's actually a good example of one over off of East Third and near Dobbs. Lowry. Yes, there's an example of one over there. Sort of what we were sort of thinking about. if you will.
Okay.
Because our insurance doesn't cover guardrails, so that's
Yeah, very
money out
expensive.
of our general fund every time we replace one.
Yeah, I understand that, but it's been missing, so that's been a concern of mine for a while that we've got a missing guardrail over there.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, sir, for clarifying. All right, we'll move to,
Mayor, I got one
Yes, sir.
question. He mentioned leave pickup. I've had people ask me, are we gonna be able to rake the leaves to the side of the road and suck them up, or are we gonna have to bag them?
No, we have 2 leaf machines we're going to be using this year.
Okay, so
they
they'll
can,
be able to,
yes. Now, of course, as you know, Councilman, we have 2 trucks for the entire city. So this isn't something that just takes 2 weeks to get all the leaves up. I mean, this will be a couple-month project. So that's why we're going to make sure we have it on the website so people can see the progress of the trucks as we go through. And once we go past an area, obviously, when we make our second trip, it's going to be a while till we get back to that. So we're going to advertise the fact that we are starting on the west side of the city and moving our way east. We also want to make sure that people don't rake their leaves into the ditches because if, as you know, November is a rainy time of month, rainy time of the year too. We don't want the ditches getting clogged up with leaves and having flooding issues as well.
And we talked
So
about,
if-
But you can
sorry.
bag them.
So
Sorry, go
you
ahead.
just said you can bag them, but the machine doesn't suck up the leaves if they're in the bag.
No, just loose leaves.
Okay, that's what I thought. But if you're saying you can bag them, so you're suggesting don't bag them.
I would say right now don't bag them, but if once we go by, you may want to bag them.
Okay. And if you live in a house where you do have a ditch in front of there, you're suggesting piling them up behind the ditch.
Certain distance that the hoses reach, and I'm sorry, I don't know what that distance is.
about 10 foot.
Um, so if you put them
About
right
10
behind
feet,
that
huh?
ditch, it should reach.
Okay.
Yes. But yeah, but the ordinances even say you're not supposed to put the leaves in the ditch.
That's just like going down Thomas Avenue. I've got a neighbor that rakes his all out there to the sidewalk, so. And then they're blowed down Thomas Avenue.
Right, right.
so if they are bagged, then are they picked up?
They will.
If they're bagged, then the knuckle booms have to pick them
They'll
up.
pick it up with the brush.
And then they have to cut them open and dump the leaves.
Okay.
This time of year, you'd much rather they don't, once they get started.
We talked about this last year. I would like for us to consider, at least investigate the possibility of those biodegradable bags that you don't have to worry about busting open and using. I think we talked about that last year. I'm not sure. Because it's a long time for the leaves to be sitting out there and be blown around, to your point, and rained on and washed away and stuff. So,
But we have to cut our bags open because they take them down to the brush pit. They dump them down there, so they can't run the bags through the grinder with the brush.
right. But I believe on those biodegradable, they could be and/or
Probably, but then trying to make sure all the citizens use those.
correct.
Problem.
It's always an issue when the leaves start falling, but we do our best.
What our goal is eventually, we had problems last year with COVID and everything else and labor issues. We start figuring out how long it's going to take to get through a grid system within the city. Then hopefully next year we'll be able to tell people, we'll be in your area at the beginning of December. We'll be in your area here, so you'll know when to go ahead and try to start getting your leaves out to the curb.
And then Mother Nature plays always a part in it of when the leaves start turning and falling.
Oh yeah, they look beautiful in your yard. You can just leave them there for a month or so before you rake them.
I'll forward all those emails to you, and I usually do anyway.
Yes, you do.
All right, we'll move to item 8, old business. A, ordinance number 1151.
An ordinance of the City Council of the City of East Ridge, Tennessee, to amend the zoning regulations and the zoning map of the City of East Ridge, Tennessee, so as to rezone the property located at 4105 Cemetery Road, tax map number 169A-F-007, from R3 Apartment District to R1 Residential District.
This will be the second and final reading. Mr. Howell?
Yes, once again, James Lominack petitioned the East Ridge Planning Commission to rezone the property at 4105 Cemetery Road from R3 to Apartment District to R1 Residential District. Planning Commission approved the request. It was already approved by City Council on the first reading as well.
Thank you, sir, for refreshing our memory. I will entertain a motion for ordinance number 1151.
Motion to approve ordinance 1151.
Second.
We have motions approved by Vice Mayor Chauncey and a second by Councilmember Witt. Do we have any discussion? I see none. Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Chauncey.
Here.
Councilmember Cagle.
Yes,
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Ordinance 1151 approved, second and final reading. We'll move into new business. Item A, Resolution 3208.
A resolution of the City Council for the City of East Ridge, Tennessee, authorizing the application for and acceptance of the Public Entity Partners Property Conservation Matching Grant for fiscal year 2022.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, Mayor. This is a grant that the city usually tries to get every single year through Public Entity Partners. It deals with property conservation, trying to keep things safe, trying to help, be able to keep the value with our properties that we have. And what this one we're going to try to use for, the grant is about $8,000 with a 50% match from the city. And we're looking into using this grant for the installation of some security cameras down at Camp Jordan Park.
All right, thank you, sir. I'll entertain a motion for Resolution 3208.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 3208.
Second.
A motion approved by Councilmember Witt and a second by Vice Mayor Chauncey. Do we have any discussion? I have one question. I believe, don't we have a security camera that we have had in the past at Camp Jordan? Is that there still operational? Because I'd seen it at one time.
There's one inside the arena.
Hey.
There's some there, but I think these are outside that they're.
Well, this was an outside camera. I remember Kim Gann had showed it to me once before.
There used to be one up there at the maintenance building when we used that lot there as a storage lot for the police. Well, we used to have a camera up there, but it was a tape recording thing where somebody had to monitor it.
Yeah, I remember checking that because I believe there was one recently,
Okay,
just a few
we'll
years
check.
ago. Not that we don't need another one or even more than that. Can't ever have too many security cameras. And Camp Jordan's very large. That was the only question I had. Anyone else? Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Chauncey,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. We'll move to item B, Resolution 3209.
A resolution of the City Council of the City of East Ridge, Tennessee, authorizing the city to sponsor a bay at Topgolf in the amount of $100 for the East Ridge Chamber Council 50th anniversary celebration.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, that pretty much says it all right there. The East Ridge Chamber, the Council of the Chamber of Commerce Council, requested that we sponsor a bay at Topgolf for their 50th anniversary celebration, which is on November 4th. They're having an event down there from 4 to 6 at Topgolf. The cost of a bay sponsorship is $100, and we would just like to support our local chamber.
Thank you, sir. I'll entertain a motion for Resolution 3209.
Motion approved.
Second.
We have a motion to approve by Vice Mayor Chauncey and a second by Councilmember Cagle. Do we have any discussion? Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Chauncey,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Move to item C, Resolution 3210.
A resolution of the City Council of the City of East Ridge, Tennessee, extending for an additional 180 days a moratorium on the accepting and processing of applications for any new outdoor advertising signs and on the construction and or installation of outdoor advertising signs, in addition to the conversion of existing signs and poster paper outdoor advertising signs to an electric advertising or messaging sign within the city.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Next time I'll try to have a longer caption for you, City Attorney. We did this back in May to have the moratorium in place because, as you all know, after the Supreme Court rulings and things of that nature, TDOT, Tennessee Department of Transportation, pretty much suspended their outdoor advertising program with their rules and regulations and have been in the process of trying to promulgate, if that's the right word, new regulations to put in place because of that ruling. They have yet to finish that. On October 27th, they had a rulemaking hearing dealing with it, so I guess that's where they had a public hearing to show what their new rules may be, to see how it flies with the public. And I know there was some pushback by the billboard industry on some of the rules they've been putting in, which has stalled this a little bit. And I'm sure COVID may have had something to stall it with too, but we would like to go ahead and put this in place for another 180 days. That doesn't mean it has to stay out there for 180, but once TDOT does come forward with some rules for outdoor advertising, especially on their major routes, then we can start putting together some sort of sign ordinance to deal with it.
Thank you, sir. I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 3210.
I make a motion to approve resolution number 3210.
Second.
We have a motion to approve by Councilmember Witt and a second by Vice Mayor Chauncey. Do we have any discussion?
I do have a question.
Yes, sir.
So if the city puts in their own rules and regulations during this moratorium, is that what we're going to be doing, or are we?
No, we're waiting for TDOT to come out with their rules
Okay.
so that we can adopt some of those rules and make sure that we're trying to, as best we can, follow those rules on the state routes that we have. Because
I'm
almost
just
all of our roads that have billboards are state routes.
I was just reading this as an extension is warranted to afford the city an opportunity to review and analyze and develop appropriate amendments to their outdoor ordinances.
Right, so once TDOT does theirs, then we need to do ours to either mirror them or
So
make them
even
more
if
strict.
we designed our own ordinances now, if they're different than what TDOT puts in place, we'll have to.
Right, because TDOT rule, state trumps us, so.
Good question. Any others?
That controls Rego Road.
Yes, and the interstate.
Any other questions? Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Chauncey,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. That concludes all of the agenda items for the regular meeting. We'll move to item D, which is discussion of the tentative agenda items for November the 11th council meeting. First item would be the Employee Milestone Awards for October. So this is the, I haven't checked. Do we have, I assume we have some. I haven't looked yet.
We'll have 6.
6. Awesome, awesome. So this is milestone awards for our employees. Then we have under C, a donation to the Needy Child Fund. Chief Allen?
Yes, Mayor, Council, this is the same donation we make twice a year to a charity. Our officers make a donation of $25 to be able to grow a beard. I don't have the final numbers yet. We're giving everybody until this week to make the donation, and then I'll know how much we're going to donate. And I'll get somebody from Needy Child Fund here to accept that.
Awesome.
In the past, it's been around $600.
Appreciate that.
I have a
Thank you.
question on that, if I could. So if you already have a beard, how do you pay $25 to grow a beard? Or are we going to have everybody get clean shaven before November starts and then start
$25.
growing your beard again? Because I haven't seen you all that.
$25 to keep it.
Okay.
I think it'll be double to keep it.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm sorry, Mayor?
Double to
I
keep
think
it.
it should be double to keep it.
Because you said for them to grow a beard. You didn't say to keep a beard.
Technically.
Just saying.
Called a typo.
He's speechless. He's speechless.
Called a typo.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Come back anytime. All right, we'll move to item 9, new business. We would have a public hearing for an unnumbered ordinance, rezone 1410 North Mac Smith Road from C1 Commercial District to R3 Residential Apartment District. Yes, sir, Mr. Howell.
Yes, Mayor and Council. On September 8th, 2021, Lodger Chattanooga LLC petitioned the East Ridge Planning Commission to rezone the property located at 1410 North Mac Smith Road from C1 Commercial District to R3 Residential District. The Planning Commission denied this request based on its Border Regions District in that area, so they denied the rezone from C1 to R3.
All right, and then item B would actually be the ordinance first reading for that. I'm sorry, you sat down, I got a question. Does anyone have a question? So my understanding also is there's some setback issues as well. So it would reduce, if approved, it would reduce the number of units currently as a hotel to becoming apartments. Is that what I got out of the planning commission as well?
Yeah, that's their goal. They're wanting to rezone from its current zoning to apartments. That's C3?
C1.
C1.
Yeah, currently
Okay.
C1.
Yeah, so I don't, and I do know that by doing so, it would basically take it out of the border regions.
Correct.
map.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Anything else? All right. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
The next item C is an unnumbered resolution, fire and police salary supplements. Chiefs.
Mayor and council, this is what we bring to the council every year. This is for every certified officer or firefighter in the state of Tennessee pays those officers as long as they, and firefighters as long as they meet their 40 hours in service. And typically what we've done for many, many years is the council typically forwards these funds to our members here right before Christmas. And the state refunds the city for those funds. Or come to ask the council to that again this year for us.
Thank you, sirs.
What he said.
What he said. Any questions, council? Thank you, gentlemen. Then item D is an unnumbered resolution, and I'll go ahead and say item E, also an unnumbered resolution. That is 2 board appointments coming up. One is for Vice Mayor Chauncey, and the other is for Councilmember Cagle. So I believe that's being advertised and getting applications in for those. You've gotten one so far? Okay. All right. So Vice Mayor and Council Member, just keep that in your mind. We need that, an appointment next council meeting. And then item F is an unnumbered resolution for the mayor's appointment for the chairperson of the beer board. So I will do that. Any questions on any of those? All right. And then item G is another unnumbered resolution for purchase of a vehicle for the police department.
Yes, Mayor, Council, we had one of our cars caught on fire. We don't know why, but
What type of car was it?
it was a Dodge. But Diane got our insurer to come out, they took a look at it, and they totaled the vehicle, and they gave us
$12,500.
$12,500, but we need to replace that car. So we'll take that $12,500. We also sold 2 surplus vehicles last month through Compass Auctions, where we got $8,000 for those, and then the rest of it, I guess, will have to come from the fund balance. The SUVs now, there was a price increase with a new state contract, and they are now $41,839. $7,995 of that is for the equipment, which can be paid out of the drug fund. And it's taking, they're telling me 3, maybe 4 months once they're ordered to get them. And as the council knows, we did purchase some pickup trucks. Those are 6 months out. Once we order them, it's 6 months before we can get those.
Are the light bars interchangeable at all? Like the ones off the Dodge is going to be toast?
No, the car didn't burn completely. It was engine mostly.
Bad work.
That light bar has already been taken off. That car was stripped of everything that we can reuse, and that light bar went onto a car that the light bar had failed on. Also a Dodge.
Thank you, sir. Any questions, council?
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, that is all that we have for the tentative agenda for November the 11th. Is there any other business we need to address today, council? Council.
I do want to say one thing real quick, though. I don't know if we, seriously, if we brought this up, Mayor, remember the car we donated to I think it was the Shriners? Didn't we? They would come back, I saw a picture of the car all done up now. It looks great. So, may try to get them to come in to
Yeah.
talk about that at one of our meetings.
Supposed to be ready for this, Christmas parade.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Oh, yeah. That's what I was going to say. Okay.
Awesome. Yeah, we need to get some pictures of it.
The light bar made me think of it.
Cool. Anything else? All right. Everyone have a very great weekend, safe Halloween, and this meeting is adjourned.